What's up, you guys? It's Amber. It's been quite a while since I've made a video. And from the title of this video, you're probably thinking, what? I'm 27 weeks pregnant, and this is my first pregnancy video because I haven't made any kind of a video in quite a while. I do feel bad about it, don't get me wrong, but you know, stuff happens. Literally a lot has happened in the last couple months leading up to this. So, or at least like from the last time I made a video to now, a lot has happened. I go for my glucose test on Wednesday. Just to give you all kind of an update on what all is going on real quick. Just gonna make it short and sweet. Me and Zach found out I was pregnant actually on our 1-year anniversary. But it's also his daughter's birthday that we found out, because our anniversary just so happens to also be on her birthday. But anyways, so we found out I was pregnant on January 3rd of 2018. We went through like all our normal doctor's appointments. We got a couple ultrasounds. And then on May 5th, we found out that we are having a boy. I'm so excited to have a boy. I really don't think anybody understands like how excited I am to be having a boy, because anybody that has known me since I was like little knows that I was always interested in the boy baby dolls. I always wanted the boy baby dolls, the blue baby dolls, even the little baby alive that actually has a little penis. Like, that's the one I wanted. Because my sister, when those first came out, my sister got the pink one. And I told Mom, I was like, Mom, I want the blue one. I want the boy. And she got me the boy. I mean, despite everything that like other parents were telling her, like, oh, it actually like has the boy parts. Like, just because it is correct, statistically correct, doesn't mean that like your kid shouldn't be able to play with it. I mean, I don't know. It was really stupid what people were telling my mom about her getting me the boy baby doll. And then also, my grandfather, my papa, he had 2 girls. And then his 2 girls had 2 girls. So he never really had a boy to carry his name. My aunt actually shares a version of his first name. But that's pretty much it. Like, he doesn't have any like boys to carry his name. So when we found out I was pregnant, I immediately threw that out there. I was like, if this is a boy, then he will have the name Wade in his name. That's what I've always wanted, and Zach respected that. And so then when we was like kind of throwing out names, he didn't really like any of them that I liked for a very long time. I literally felt like we were getting nowhere with picking a name. I actually had been like coming up with names in my phone, and I had Everly Justice wrote down because I absolutely loved the name Justice, but I had only heard it once as a middle name. So I didn't really think of it much as being a first name. But as soon as I threw it out there to him, since he loves like superheroes and stuff so much, we are a superhero family. That's pretty evident. Elizabeth's 4th birthday party was superhero themed. So when I threw out the name Justice, I threw out that name, Everly Justice, and he was like, well, what about Justice Wade for a boy? And I was like, you know what, I actually really like that. And so now that we're having a boy, his name is going to be Justice Wade. And already, a lot of people have been assuming that he is named after Deadpool. Wade Wilson, Deadpool. Nope. Sorry to burst your bubble. No, my son is not named after Deadpool. He is named after the Justice League, but Wade comes from my grandfather. And I'm not going to change his name just because people are assuming that. I mean, it's still a pretty badass name if you ask me. But anyways, back on to how I'm feeling. In the beginning, I really didn't have any morning sickness at all. I would get nauseous from like different stuff. Like I could only eat eggs if they were scrambled then. I mean, I can eat them pretty much anyway now, but then in the beginning, I could not eat them unless they were scrambled. Chick-fil-A chicken biscuits, I couldn't eat them. They tore my stomach up every single time. Like, they didn't make me sick, but they made my stomach hurt to the point to where I just wanted to just fall over and pass out. The other boyish signs, because I've always heard, like, you get more sick with a girl than a boy. Now, Elizabeth's mom told me that she actually was the opposite. She got really, really bad sick with her son, but was fine with Elizabeth. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, maybe I could be having a girl, you know? Like, and a lot of my family was pretty convinced that it was a girl just because of my family's history with girls. A lot of the old wives' tales were telling me boy, you know, like, I'm trying to think, the ring test. If it swings back and forth, then it's a boy, and if it goes in a circle, then it's a girl. Mine would always swing back and forth. So that one was right. I did the baking soda test, too. I did that at, like, 11 weeks, I think. Yeah. I did it pretty early, and they say that if it fizzes, then it's a boy, but if it doesn't do anything, then it's a girl. It fizzed. There were a couple that were kind of borderline boy or girl, because, like, his heartbeat, for instance, they say if it's below 140, then it's a boy, but if it's above 140, then it's a girl. And his was always above 140. His is still above 140, technically. Last time we went to the doctor and they listened to his heartbeat, it was at 147. But coming from our very first ultrasound, his heartbeat was at 170. Or it was in the 170s. I know that much. But, like, with every appointment that we would go to, it would get lower. And then right before our gender reveal, it kind of went up. And then they also say that if you dream about having one gender, you're having the opposite. I dreamt that he was a girl for a really long time, up until literally like a night or two before our anatomy scan. I dreamt that he was a boy, and I thought that was so weird. I did bump updates too, but I mean, obviously there really wasn't anything there at that time. I didn't really start to get a bump until after 20 weeks. I mean, he was showing at 20 weeks, but he wasn't like where he's at now. Now, it's like, you look at me, you can tell I'm pregnant. But as far as my symptoms go now, like, I can feel him shift to either side when I'm, like, laying down. He likes to stick his butt out a lot, mainly at the top, because if this is his head that has been poking out the whole time, I'm gonna be flabbergasted, because I mean, like, when he moves, I can feel, like, on both ends of my stomach. So I'm pretty sure he's head down. He hasn't really caused me any trouble, other than there was this one week, I can't even remember, this was like a month ago, I think, but I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning with the absolute worst back pain I've ever felt in my entire life. Like, I literally thought that I was going into, like, back labor because it was really consistent. Like, it was not going away. And it was weird, though, because it was just in this one spot on my back. And it was on this is my right side, in, like, my lower back. And I was literally just, like, kind of sitting there, and I could not fall asleep for anything. I tried to block out the pain. I wasn't able to block it out. It wasn't going away. It wasn't doing anything. It was just like this dull, consistent pain. That started probably at like 3:30 in the morning. I stood that pain until about 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, I messaged my mom at like 4 something. I was like, Mom, I don't know what's going on, but I am in so much pain right now. I don't know what to do. I didn't want to wake Zach up. I was kind of wanting to see if I could, like, kind of make it go away. It wasn't going away. I literally sat there in pain for like 3 hours. Like, I got up, I went to the bedroom, or the second guest bedroom, and I just kind of sat there. I pulled out Elizabeth's bed, and I sat on it, and I just started, like, going like this to kind of see if that would help it. And it wasn't helping. Around like 6 something, I was just kind of like, you know what, screw this. I'm hurting. I would really like to go to the hospital. So I woke Zach up, which, thank God that Zach has been through this before. Like, this is one of the points where I was extremely thankful that he had already had a baby before, so he kind of, like, knew some of the stuff to look for. And when I told him what was going on, he was like, well, babe, they can't really do anything for you. It would just be a wasted trip. And so I was kind of irritated with him because I was in a lot of pain. And so I waited, and he stayed up with me, and he waited until about 8 o'clock in the morning when my OB office opened. And then I called them. I told them what was going on. They asked if I was having any contractions. I told them no. They asked if I had been throwing up. No. They asked if... They just asked me a bunch of questions. And then they was like, okay, well, we'll get with the doctor on call, and we'll give you a call back. Literally like an hour and a half rolls by, and I hadn't heard anything from them. So I called them back. And they were like, well, we're just waiting for the doctor to call us back, so just kind of hang tight for a little bit. So at this point, I was extremely irritated with, like, everybody and everything. And I came in here and I laid down on the couch. I called my work and I was like, I can't come in. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm, like, hurting really bad. I can't come in. I ended up laying on my side on the couch. That was, like, the only way that I could get any kind of comfortable. After a while of laying on my side, the pain kind of started to ease up a little bit to the point to where I was able to kind of fall asleep a little bit. Then around 11, they finally called me back, and it was literally just take the day off, rest, take Tylenol. So that's, like, the only kind of, like, pain that he's caused me so far. Every now and then he'll move into, like, a weird position, and it puts a lot of pressure all across the front, and that kind of hurts a little bit, but it's nothing like what that was. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll show y'all my bump, and if y'all have any questions for me, you can definitely leave them down in the comment section, wherever it's at. So I have 2 products that I've been using pretty religiously for stretch marks. And I actually mix them together when I apply them, but it's the pretty standard Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Stretch Mark Cream. And then I actually have 2 other tubes of this, and this one is, I think it's down to about here now, so I've used quite a bit. And then I also have this. This is what I think has been keeping my stretch marks down better than this, but the fact that I mix the 2 together, it just creates like a power couple. But this is the Equate Moisture Care Cocoa Divine Body Oil Gel. It smells amazing, and it's only like $2 to $3 at Walmart. How can you beat that? Like, I mean, yeah, that's what I've been doing. I put a little pump of this in my hand, and then I put a little bit of this in my hand, and I just mix it together and put it on my belly. I do that like once or twice a day. But yeah, you guys, I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check in on my little vlogs that I'm going to try and start doing, because I really want to like completely capture like my whole pregnancy, including when I go into labor and how that goes. I'll probably have Zach filming a good bit, like while we're in the hospital, just kind of trying to capture everything, like even if I'm like in super duper pain, just being like, just stop, like, I don't know, I'll have to talk to him about that, but I'm gonna try and get him to film. We can't film while I'm having him, obviously, for like obvious reasons, but I do want him to kind of film like when we're at home, when we're on our way to the hospital, when we're in the hospital, you know, just kind of chilling, waiting on him. And then like, I know my mom is going to be taking pictures like right after he's born. Apparently there's some kind of like law where you can't actually take pictures while they're being born. I don't, it's weird. So I want her to take pictures of like right after he's born, whenever they like put him on my chest and stuff, like those first moments. I definitely want to capture those. So, but alright, I'm gonna go, you guys. So I hope y'all have an amazing day, and thank you for watching.